En este su programa Café con Leche, la voz de las latinas en América. Estamos transmitiendo desde hermosa 1470M, 96.9 FM. Les habla Lilia Galindo. Tengo a Thomas Elias. Él es un columnista de muchísimos periódicos en todo el estado de California. Aquí en el Valle del Antílope escribe 2 veces a la semana y le vamos a dar la bienvenida. Buenos días, Tom. How are you?
Very well. Buenos días, Lilia.
Buenos días.
So today you wanted to talk about Proposition 30 and why Governor Newsom is against it and why the Democratic Party is for it, which is an unusual thing for the governor to be opposed to his own party. Well, my view, I'm voting no on Proposition 30. I'll start by saying that. And the reason why is because this proposition, besides a lot of other things that it is a form of corporate welfare like we've never, very rarely built into California public policy. It is no accident that the rideshare company Lyft has put $25 million behind the campaign for Proposition 30. Because what Proposition 30 does is it puts a small new surcharge tax on the super rich. People that have an income of $2 million a year or more will pay about 2% more in tax than they do now. And that's just on top of other taxes that are constantly put on these people. And what the money would do, it would raise about $3 billion or $4 billion a year, somewhere in between. And what it would do is it would help fund new electric cars and electric car chargers all over the state. You might want to translate that.
Okay. Bueno, estamos hablando de la proposición número 30, una proposición que le pedí a Tom que comentara porque recibimos información y en unos boletines dice el gobernador Newsom dice no a la proposición 30, pero el Partido Demócrata dice sí. Y le preguntaba a qué se debe la diferencia. Dice, bueno, es la primera vez o muy pocas veces se ve que haya diferencia entre lo que decide el gobernador y su propio partido, que es el demócrata. Y esta vez la hay, dice. Y es que la proposición 30, dice, yo personalmente voy a votar no, porque pues, me parece que es una cuestión de como de welfare para las corporaciones. Y en esto está la compañía Lyft, que dice, ellos donaron $25 millones para favorecer esta proposición, para hacer una campaña. Se trata de poner un impuesto del 2% a los que ganan más de $2.5 millones. Esto traería de ingresos al Estado entre 3 o 4 billones de dólares al año. Y dice, bueno, y se trata de comprar carros eléctricos, de incorporar más carros eléctricos y cargadores para que estos carros puedan funcionar. Okay, I'm done.
Okay, very good. So why is Lyft putting so much money behind this? Well, let's start with the fact that there is a state law that says that companies like Lyft and Uber, the rideshare companies, are going to have 75% of the cars they use be electric by the year 2030. Now, most of the cars that these companies use are owned by the drivers, but the rideshare companies subsidize this. They pay the drivers a share of it. They pay for the cars, and then the drivers come back over a period of time. They lend them the money for it. But this will make the electric cars cheaper for Lyft. It will save them much more than $25 million in the process. It will make the chargers much cheaper. And it will allow building of chargers in many, many places, every place you can think of, from my garage and your garage to all over the place in public. The chief beneficiaries of this are going to be Lyft and Uber. Not that other people won't benefit if this happens. I, for instance, have a plug-in hybrid that I just bought about a month ago, the Toyota Prius Prime, and I could get a fast charger in my garage from this. I could get that subsidized by this. But that's not fair. I don't even need one for a plug-in. I just use a regular plug that is in my garage, and it works fine. But the Lyft drivers need to charge their cars fast. They need to charge them often. And so if you put these more of these chargers around different places, including in their garages, it's a big help. And it saves money primarily for companies like Lyft and Uber. And yeah, it saves other people a little money too, and it makes the air a little cleaner. But we can do this in other ways. We don't have to do it in a way that subsidizes these big companies. They're already getting enough government subsidies for buying electric cars in the first place. Uh, if you buy an electric car, you get a government rebate at tax time, and that's cash. It either is deducted from what you owe in taxes, or they give you extra cash along with your refund. Anyway, you might want to stop there.
Okay. Bueno, dice, esta proposición, la número 30 que estamos discutiendo, dice, el gobernador cree que estas compañías que son Lyft y Uber, que se encargan de dar aventones, o sea, actuar como en reemplazo del servicio de los taxis, dice, ellos van a tener que tener su flotilla eléctrica para en algunos años, en el 2030, van a tener la necesidad de tener 75% de los carros que usen que sean eléctricos. Entonces lo que están tratando de hacer es que se le ponga este impuesto a la gente para que la gente empiece a comprar este tipo de carros eléctricos, y dice, va a ser para ellos más barato. Entonces, en lugar de que ellos tengan que invertir en todos esos carros, van a contratar puros que tengan de este tipo de carros. Entonces va a ser mucho más barato para Lyft y mucho más barato también para la Uber, que son las compañías que se encargan de proveer estos servicios. Dice, y bueno, se trata también de que van a construir más cargadores. Dice, por ejemplo, yo me acabo de comprar un carro híbrido, y dice, y ni siquiera necesito cargador, pero obviamente lo que se está tratando de hacer con esta proposición, donde esta compañía Lyft pagó muchísimo para que se promueva y pase y se le ponga el costo entonces a los que ya son billonarios, en lugar de que estas compañías inviertan su propio dinero. Dice, así es que yo creo que que no es justo, y vamos a ver qué más pasa con estos de los subsidios híbridos. Dice, aunque es una energía limpia, pues también es energía limpia que de todos modos vamos a tener. Tenemos que buscar otras avenidas para lograrlo. Okay, Tom.
So there's a couple more things to think about here. One is that you see a lot of commercials for Proposition 30 that feature firefighting in. Mm-hmm. Well, it's true that 20% of the money from this, only 80% of the money from this will go to electric cars and chargers. The other 20% will go to fire prevention. It would give CAL FIRE and other existing agencies new money for proactive programs that might help cut down on wildfires. Like, and this is not going to be any new programs. This is going to be programs that already exist, like cutting down underbrush in forests so that you don't have the fires spread along the floor of the forest. But the fires we have now are a little different. These kind of tactics are not necessarily as good as they used to be, because the fires today, the winds are much higher than they used to be. The fires are hotter than they used to be because of climate change. And so they don't just spread along the floor of the forest, but they spread up high among the branches, high up in the air, and go from place to place even faster than they used to because it's so high up in the air. So the formula here for how to use the money for firefighting isn't necessarily going to do any good. And the second thing is that we need to think about is that, the Democratic Party loves to soak the rich. And this is just another example of them backing something that would take more money away from the rich. But the rich can react to that. If you soak them often enough, if you nickel and dime them often enough, they leave. like Elon Musk did. He moved his residence to Texas. So he's no longer paying state income taxes in California. And almost half the state budget comes from these rich people. So if enough of them get mad and leave because of this kind of thing happening over and over, the taxes going up and up and up, then we could lose a lot of state programs that we like. And so we have to be careful. You can't constantly soak the same people for more money without them reacting in some way.
Bueno, también nos está hablando de que estos impuestos, si se trata de poner siempre los impuestos a los más ricos, y también tenemos que ser cuidadosos con eso, porque, por ejemplo, en este caso, pues ya hablamos que se trata de subsidiar a unas compañías, y lo que pasa es que cuando le estás poniendo impuestos a los que más tienen, pues llegan a cansarse y se van, dice, como le hizo el Elon Musk, que ya se fue a Texas, y entonces la mitad del presupuesto viene de los impuestos de estas personas que son muy ricas, y por eso no queremos que se vayan a otro estado a pagar lo que están pagando aquí. Esas son las cosas que debemos de vigilar también. Así es que su recomendación para la proposición 30 es no a la proposición 30, para que no le pongan estos impuestos a los que siempre ya les han puesto mucho, y que además va para beneficiar a una sola compañía. Thank you very much, Tom. Thank you for your participation.
My recommendation on this is vote no on 30.
Su recomendación, vote no en la 30. Thank you very much.